guys, good morning. Okay, so today I thought we could play with the Rose Quartz palette from Huda Beauty because I've not really done a whole lot with it. I borrowed it from a friend a couple of months ago and just really haven't had a chance to sit down and play with the palette and create a look. I did a reel with it, but there's some really pretty colors in here and I just want to do something with it. So here's a look at it. Very pretty. I'm thinking some of these shades over here and just do something soft, pretty and sweet. See where it takes us. So, eyes are primed, brows are on. Let's dive in. I'm going to start with the shade called Gratitude, which is this one right here. And start running that through the socket line and crease area. And I think I'm going to use a E27 for that. Start with a little bit of a patting motion to lay that down and blending upward and out. This is kind of a perfect little spring palette though. It's like we need to pull it out and play with it. It feels appropriate for the time of year. That's such a pretty color. It really is just a nice mauvey brown, pinky brown. Interesting tone. Like it has a real rosiness to it. I do enjoy how buildable Huda's eyeshadows are, how much you can get from them, like, impact-wise. I'm going to take a clean, fluffy brush with nothing on. Give that a little swipe, a little blend. And I'm going to build just a little more. Oh, the palette's called Rose Quartz. Of course there's rosy tones in the palette. Duh. Wow. Wow, brain. Just now catching on to that, are we? Now I'm going to jump down to the shade called Aura, which is just next door right here, which is a deeper kind of rosy brown, a step deeper. I'm going to start with a Precision Firm blender and see how that goes. And I might switch to a different brush. And start to build that right out here. Ooh, that's like purpley. Very pretty. I tell you, Huda's eyeshadows are never what meets the eye in the palette. They're always surprising. I might go a little smokier than I was thinking. Cool. Not a bad thing. Kind of fun. How to do a smoky eye for spring. Yeah, just letting that diffuse on over. What a lovely shade. I've only used like a handful of colors within the palette, so we can be surprised together by them. I'm just gonna build it up a little more. Let it get smoky. Pumpkin, that is an airplane. I don't know why you barking. So Pumpkin barks at airplanes, and the thing is the plane flies away, so she thinks she scares the plane off. And she's like, see? These are little closed mouth barks. I'm gonna jump over to Gratitude one more time and cover that edge just a little bit. Did I see somewhere about Huda like rebranding? Or something like that? I thought I saw something along those lines. I do think there could be a little more continuity throughout the branding with some of the palettes and stuff. Just saying. A bit more aura. Just a little back and forth here. I like when palettes match within a brand and the concept doesn't get too completely different than the previous palette as far as like just the outer components and stuff. I like when they look kind of cohesive and feel like a flow, because I think she does that really well with the inside of the palette and the general shape and design. And the color stories, they always feel like a nice progression of one another leading into the next iteration of the palette. But like the front design, like it's so dramatically different every year. I would like to see that be just a little more similar across the board, I guess. That's such a nonsense complaint, because it's not even a complaint, it's just a critique. And that's just like a personal taste thing. Like that's neither here nor there and doesn't matter. I'm going back with my big blending brush that doesn't have anything on it. But I always think that when brands kind of have like dramatically different artwork on palettes. ColourPop, for example, same thing. I'm gonna take some of the shade called Quartz, which is right here. I want to put that across the lid, I think. It's a beautiful swirled shade. So I'm just going to kind of try to pick up a little bit of all of the shades. I'm going to use the E27 from Sigma to do that. Just going to get a little bit of everything. Pat that across the lid. Ooh, pretty. And this shade has a little bit of gold in it. Bringing in some warmth. Very nice. I mean, that's pretty right there. That looks pretty. And I'm just blending it kind of up. That's really pretty. A little bit of like a duochrome-ish type color. You could totally stop here and have a gorgeous look. I love that. Very pretty, but I'm going to keep playing because I just want to play some more with the palette. I want to take some of the shade called Self Love, which is this one down here, and it's got a bit more pink and gold in it and a little more vibrancy. I want to take a little bit of that on the same brush and just hit right here in the center. Ooh, yes. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Really ethereal. That's applying really nicely with the brush. Alright, let's do a little bit of the shade called Energized on the inner corner, which is this really kind of oyster-like champagne. Very light color. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very nice. That catches the light so nicely. Do a little bit more of Quartz. Right there. Just do a little back and forth between Quartz and Self Love, just to make sure it's a nice blend between the two. Right, I want to take some Mantra, which is the deepest shade in the palette, deepest matte. It's kind of an inky, dark, bluey purple almost. I want to take some of that on a liner brush and just do a little bit at the lash line to kind of deepen that up. Pretty. Oh, that works really well. Right there. For a bit of depth. I'm going to take a bit more of Aura. Just right here. So she was barking, now she's snoring. Alright, grab a little bit more of Gratitude, the first shade we used. And just coming right around the edge. And just make sure everything is looking nice and blended. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the fallout, do the rest of my face, and we'll be back for lower lash line and finishing touches. Face makeup's done. I just did the CoverGirl plus Olay 3-in-1 foundation. We're testing it again because I goofed my wear test. And I've done Fit Me Loose Setting Powder, Bare With Me Concealer, Edge Rewind Brightener, and a bit of Patrick Ta Contour Bronze, and she's statuesque. So let's do the lower lash line really quickly. And yeah, all right. I'm going to take that liner brush again and go straight to the shade Mantra, which is that one we used the lash line down here. And I'm going to tuck it just right out here. Clean the little brush off, take a bit of Aura, and bring that a bit further in. This is actually, it's like a really pretty kind of glam bridal eye. I like it. Way prettier and a little more impactful than I was thinking it was going to come out to be. It's got some glam capabilities with this guy. And I'm going to blend that out just below it very softly with a touch of Gratitude, which is that first shade we went in with. Just letting that kind of be a little diffused under there. Alright, clean that liner brush off, and I'm going to grab some of Self Love on it, which is the shade we put on the center of the lid. And just pop a little bit right here. A nice little glow along the lower lash line. Soften her up. Alright, bit more of the inner corner highlight shade, Energized. And that's the eyeshadow complete. You can throw on some liner and it would look really pretty with this. My eyes are a little sensitive, so I don't want to fool with lining them today. So I'm going to go ahead and just curl my lashes and throw on some mascara. Do a bit of YSL Lash Clash. For blush, I'm going to go in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Happy Go Rosy. And I'm just gonna do a little nice soft kiss of this across the cheeks. I feel like a rosy blush looks good with this eye. And I'm gonna top that with a little bit from Glowgasm, the Pop Blush shade right here. I think it'll tie in really nicely. And that can be our kind of highlight glow as well. That's a pretty combo of those two on the cheeks. Now, lips, I'm gonna take my hair down. The lips, I'm gonna line them with the ColourPop lip liner in Avi, which is just kind of a cool, nudie shade. Hard to describe. Alright, and then I'm going to top that with the Super Lustrous from Revlon in the shade Desert Escape, which is just a gorgeous color. It's so pretty. I feel like we could use a little bit of gloss just to juice the lips up a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to take this one from Sugar Pill in the shade Sugar Coat. Looks like that. It's from Trixie Mattel collab. It's got kind of a pink to gold shift in it that's not super like obvious. I think it'll look pretty though with this eye. Kind of tie in just a little bit. And that's the look complete. I love it. Wow. It was not what I anticipated. It got a little bit more oomph to it than I thought I was gonna get from the look, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I think that applies anytime I use a Huda palette. I'm always kind of pleasantly surprised with the shades and how they look on the eye versus in the pan, and I like that. I think it's a nice little treat and pleasant surprise. So here's what we are looking like. I love it. Okay, let me know down below if you want to see some more looks with rose quartz. I'm thinking I gotta do something with those cool tones in here because there's so many beautiful cool tones and maybe like a soft cyberpunk look. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky.